what we do need to do is have a look at our anteriors. So we can see here we've got a bit of a gap here, bit of a gap here. Looking at these uppers too, they're not really great, are they? So what I do in this instance is we now evaluate that and go, look, we need to actually make a little bit of a compromise, particularly in this second, third quadrant. So I'll come back here, I'll turn this unsymmetrical off, and I'll bring this out, and then that's why you don't do this. See how having it on that one, it just shifted everything back to where it was. That's why I hate that one. So this one I'm going to bring in, and I'm going to bring this out. I'll bring it in a little bit more. Let's have a look at that now. So you can see that's bringing it out a little bit more. So there are times when we need to compromise a little bit. Okay, that's a bit better. Still see the premolars need to come out of the neck a little bit. So what I'll do, come here, shift this out. Come here, shift this out. Can you see how this is starting to bring it into more of an arch form there? Now to make sure these are in contact too, come onto here, right click, bring to antagonist. See how I moved it up a little bit? That's actually correcting that bite, because when we move it that way, it will move it into the opposing tooth. Right click, bring to antagonist. Right click, bring to antagonist. Okay, so I'm happy with my posterior teeth now. Over the ridge, we're not going too far up in here. In fact, I might just shorten this one off a little bit. Turn this symmetrical design off. Right, so now we're going to work on our anterior teeth. Now we've already established this facial plane of the maxillary anteriors, so we're going to keep it that way. But we might need to play with the canines and maybe the first premolars to fill that gap. So what I'll do here is rotate this in slightly. And then when you rotate, it brings a bit of a gap there. So you might have to bring this out a bit. And we're going to shift this over. Oh, I've got a bit of a gap on those posterior teeth, don't I? Oops. Might close this gap up here a little bit. Close this gap up there. Rotate this in a little bit. Make this a little bit wider. And what you can also do is bring these premolars a little bit further. But if you do that, you need to check your occlusion, okay? So it will adjust it slightly. This side, not so bad. Okay, so that's that. Now we're going to look at our lower anteriors. Do you think these are over the ridge? Close, but not really. So, what I like to do here, if they're a long way out, you can use this big global transformation tool. And you can actually, if you come to the side, you can move them all in like this. But see what they do, it sort of starts to get them all a bit uneven. You can get the same effect from this as well. But if you come in a long way, it starts to sort of make them look not quite right. They're not orientated together properly. So my preferred method is to, here, symmetrical design, grab your centrals, bring them in a bit. See how they maintain that nice shape there. I grab my laterals, bring them in a little bit. Okay. Canines, I think we need to bring those in 2, like this. Now I'll turn this off, just check that we haven't made any sort of gaps or changed the arch form there. We have a little bit on this one, see what I mean? So I'll get this, rotate, whoop, undo, turn the symmetrical design off, rotate this one round, bring it a bit to there. And there we have our tooth set up. Yep.